Today we're going to be learning a few phrases you should know if you want to talk about yourself in Spanish. It's for beginners, so if you haven't learned any Spanish before, don't worry, don't be afraid. I'm sure there will be something for you here. Don't forget to let me know what new words you learned throughout this video in the comments down below, and also any questions you have if there is something you didn't understand, or if there is a specific thing you want to say about yourself when you introduce yourself and you're not sure how to say that, leave the question down below and I'll help you out with that. Let's get started. First, we're going to learn how to say hello. Easy, simple. It's a good place to start. Hola. Now, it is easy, it is simple, but it's actually already teaching us quite a few important things about the Spanish language, especially about the pronunciation. When it comes to Spanish, we read as we write, or we write as we pronounce, except for a few exceptions. One of them is the H. The H is silent in Spanish. That's why it's H-O-L-A, hola, but we don't say hola. So, hola, because the H is silent. Okay, so that's a very important thing to keep in mind. Now, what's the other thing we can learn from this word already in terms of pronunciation with Spanish? Well, in Spanish, unlike in English, we don't have a lot of different vowels. We just have 5. There's only 5 vowels. We're talking phonetically, because in English, of course, it's A, E, I, O, U. But phonetically, there's a lot more than that, right? Because they change. The A in car is not the same A as in apple. Those are 2 different vowels, phonetically speaking, pronunciation-wise, right? Well, in Spanish, that's not the case. In Spanish, we have 5 vowels, and they stay 5 vowels throughout the whole language. Again, of course, there will be exceptions. We'll get to those whenever we run into words that are the exception to the rule. But for the majority, the vowels in Spanish remain the same. And they should be very relaxed. When it comes to pronunciation in Spanish, when it comes to your vowels in Spanish, your mouth should be very relaxed. So, hola, hola. You see? Not a big change there, not a big difference. And that O for O, that O is the same O you would say in any other word that has an O on it. Same with the A, hola. That A is the same A you would use for any other word that is spelled with an A. Now, you could learn how to ask someone what their name is, but I think it's easier and more polite to just offer your name first. When you introduce yourself, you offer your name first. That automatically prompts the other person to tell you their name. So how do we say what your name is? Well, we have 2 options. We can say, mi nombre es. That's option number 1. It's a bit more formal. It's a bit more structured. Mi nombre es. And then you put your name at the end. So I would say, mi nombre es Eduardo. If you wanted something a little bit less formal, a bit more friendly, you would say, me llamo Eduardo. Llamo, this translates to cold, so to be cold. So as in like, I called myself or I am cold. So that's with names. You've said your name, and now we need to say, well, it's nice to meet you, right? So then we say, mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Mucho means a lot. Gusto means pleasure. So, mucho gusto. My pleasure, so to speak. With great pleasure, maybe would be a better translation. But it just basically means nice to meet you. If they say it to you first and you just want to say it back, we just say the same thing again. Oh, mucho gusto. So if you say it first, mucho gusto, and the other person says it back to you, or if they say it first, you can just say the same thing again, mucho gusto. So it's easy to remember, right? Now, of course, there are a lot of ways in which you can say, it's a pleasure to meet you or nice to meet you. But this is one that will be understood across the board in any country that speaks Spanish. So don't stress about that. Okay, let's continue. Once we've said our names, once we've said it's nice to meet each other, we'll probably want to actually talk a bit about ourselves. We would want to talk about what we like, right? So how do we do that? Well, for that we say me gusta. Now, I'm just going to give you the structure and a few examples, because obviously I'm not going to go through every possible thing you might like to do, every possible hobby there is in the world, but let's just do a few examples and you'll have the structure, and then you let me know, what do you like to do? So, me gusta, I like. And then we just put a verb. Me gusta bailar. I like to dance. Me gusta cantar. I like to sing. Me gusta cocinar. I like to cook. Right? So we just take the verb in the infinitive form, meaning in the AR, ER, OR ending. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. It's just, if you know, great, it helps. The infinitive form. If you don't know, I just mean the original form of the verb, right? You don't need to conjugate it, because we already did that for me gusta. So, me gusta and then whatever verb, right? So if you want to figure out how to say what you like to do, all you have to do is just go in the comment section and write me gusta, and then think of the verb of the activity you like to do. Let's say you like hiking. Let's say you like going for walks. So you go on Google Translate or whatever dictionary you prefer to use, and you type to walk, and then translate to Spanish. That's gonna say caminar. So then you just add that at the end. Me gusta caminar. That makes sense? There you go. So go for it. Try it out. Leave me a comment with what you like to do. Then just write it down there and I'll give you any feedback, or I'll let you know if there are any corrections you should make. Soy de. We're going to want to say where we're from in terms of countries. But if you just want to say where in your country you're from, it's the same thing. It's the same phrase. So, soy de, for myself, would be soy de Costa Rica. That's the country where I'm from. I'm from Costa Rica. Soy de Costa Rica. But let's say that you were from the US and you want to say not only which country you're from, but also which state you're from. So you would just say, soy de Estados Unidos, soy de California, soy de Nueva York, soy de... I ran out of states, I can't think of more. Tennessee, is that a state or a city? I don't know. But there you go, that's it. Right? So same thing, soy de, and then you just use the country or the region you're from that you want to say. Now this next one, you might want to say your age, how old you are. So yeah, that would be tengo, I have, because in Spanish we don't say I am whatever years old, we say I have. So tengo, that bit in the middle is where you put the number for your age. In my case, 31 años. So the structure is tengo, space, años. In my case, tengo 31 años. Let's say you're 25. Tengo 25 años. Easy enough, right? Now for the last one, I feel like it would be a very good topic of conversation to say why you're learning Spanish, why you want to learn Spanish, right? How do we say that? Well, obviously, the reasons will vary for everybody, so I'm just going to give you a few examples, but please do share in the comments why are you learning Spanish. So how do we say it? Quiero aprender español. Okay, it's a bit longer than the ones from before. Don't panic. It's okay, we're good. You can do this. Quiero, I want, aprender, to learn, español, Spanish, porque, because, I want to learn Spanish because, and then we add your reasons. So let's say, quiero aprender español porque me gusta la cultura latina. I like Latin culture. Me gusta la cultura latina. So look what we've done here. We've merged together the last one that we're doing of why you're learning Spanish with the one from before of things you like. And now we've made them into an even longer, cooler sentence. Quiero aprender español porque, careful not to forget that, that's what connects them. Me gusta la cultura latina. I like Latin culture. How cool is that? Let's keep going. What could be another reason why you're learning? Maybe you have family. Maybe your spouse, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend is from a Spanish-speaking country and their family only speaks Spanish. Quiero aprender español. I want to learn Spanish. Porque, because, mi novio, my boyfriend, mi novia, my girlfriend, mi esposo, my husband, mi esposa, my wife, mi pareja, my partner, habla español. So, let's rewind. Quiero aprender español porque mi esposa habla español. So I think that's it. I think we've got it. We've done it. Now we know how to talk about ourselves. Now we know how to say a few things. You can say what you like. You can say where you're from. You can say why you're learning Spanish. You can say your name. You can say your age even. So you have no reason now not to get out there and practice some Spanish. Let me know if you have any questions, please. And also do subscribe, please, and give me a follow so that you don't miss the next video the next time I upload. That's it for today. Nos vemos.